Hi, welcome to your astrology for the week of February 14th, 2014 to February 20th, 2014. All right, so on February 14th, Valentine's Day, the moon in Leo squares Saturn in Scorpio. So, although romance is in the air and it is obviously a great day for romance, there may be a sense of responsibility that comes up in some area of your life. Wherever Scorpio rules your chart is where that responsibility will come up. And on this same, day, the sun or moon in Leo opposes the sun in Aquarius, which is a full moon. So, and actually Saturn is kind of creating a T-square with it within 3 degrees. So you've got, romance and good time to express how you feel about someone, all these, fun energies, creative energies flowing. And then with the sun in Aquarius, it's all about friendship and community and, new ideas and insights. And it will be probably very insightful when it comes to romance as well as when it comes to friendships. And this Saturn in Scorpio is kind of like creating a little tension there, reminding you of what you still have to get done. And so kind of putting a little cog in the wheel, I guess. Not sure if that even works as a term there, but if you know what I mean. Splinter in the side there. And then the moon in Leo sextiles Mars in Libra. So this actually brings a lot of that awesome energy into relationships, a lot of action-oriented and active energy. And so it would actually be an awesome time to have a good time that's very active and energetic. And it's also a good time for pursuing relationships. So, yeah. And then the sun in Aquarius trines Mars in Libra. So this actually can bring some more, energy into friendships as well as relationships. And it's a lot of outer directed energy. So it may be a good time to, go out in the world. If you're single, then it's awesome time to go with your friends to, try to meet someone. Or if you're not, then it's an awesome time to actually either like go on a date that's really energetic, or even maybe hang with some other couple friends on that day. And then the moon in Leo opposes Mercury, which is retrograde, in Aquarius. So there's a lot of insights coming from within yourself. If you look within, then you will have more insights. And you could also find insights through friendships, through the people that you hang out with, the community you're in, and they could say something that maybe will trigger an insight within yourself. And with the moon in Leo, these insights will probably be somewhat shocking and could be related to your romantic feelings about someone. Or it could even be about your children, possibly. Also, with the moon in Leo opposing Mercury retrograde in Aquarius, we could have insights about our hopes, wishes, and dreams that can bring about maybe a new creative project that we could make. All right, and then at 11:59 p.m., the moon enters Virgo. So then our emotional focus goes back to our daily responsibilities and, getting stuff done and taking care of our health and, maybe our pets or service to others or your job. So that's where that all goes. And then on February 15th, 2014, the moon in Virgo trines the south node in Taurus and sextiles the north node in Scorpio. So it's very much focusing on the practical things that we can do to bring about transformation in our world, and taking those steps to maybe create more abundance for ourselves as well as for others. And, try to bring to light anything that needs changing in matters of, what you do on a daily basis, and, how you can make this world a better place by making better choices for yourself when it comes to health and also just your daily responsibilities. And then the moon in Virgo opposes Neptune in Pisces. So this is always kind of, trying to integrate some imagination into a more practical sense of that. And sometimes it's a little difficult because, Neptune in Pisces is all up in the air, like, oh yeah, just go with the flow. And then moon in Virgo is like, wait, we got to get down to details. We need to, take care of this, take care of that, making lists, and all that stuff. So they are kind of, in conflict in that sense. But if you can try to bring some practicality to some of that dreaminess, then that's where the good stuff comes from. So, all right. And then Mercury retrograde conjunct Sun in Aquarius, bringing to light some more ideas, more, our thoughts will be running wild, especially looking within ourselves for those new ideas, because Mercury retrograde is all about coming from a more inner directed place than an outer directed place. So it would be awesome for writing down those new ideas and maybe not sharing them quite yet, letting them kind of, ruminate in your mind a little bit, refine them, during this time. And then when Mercury goes direct is when we can start sharing those awesome ideas that we came up with during this time. And looking outside of yourself for those ideas isn't always the best idea either, because things could come out a little convoluted or a little, incorrectly or something. People might have to be putting their foots in their mouths. So it's more of a better idea to look within yourself during this time and try to, discover new things about the world from within you. All right. And then the moon sextiles Jupiter, which is retrograde as well, in Cancer. And the moon in Virgo, of course. So this is great for, taking those daily steps towards a long-term vision. And usually that long-term vision involves something that's more, expansive, creating abundance, or learning something new, or traveling. So this is a great day for starting the process of going towards that bigger vision that you have and taking those little steps to the bigger picture. And then the moon in Virgo opposes Chiron in Pisces. So this is actually great for maybe, looking at your health, because Chiron is, considered the wounded healer in Pisces, and Pisces is a very compassionate and healing, dissolving away some of those old wounds. That's really what this whole Chiron and Pisces thing is. And then moon in Virgo is actually the more practical sense of our health and well-being. So, it could be either we could go to like therapy, or maybe even just go to the doctor and, maybe taking emotional as well as physical steps towards, healing ourselves. All right, and then on February 16th, Mercury retrograde in Aquarius trines Mars in Libra. So we definitely want to watch what we say on this day, because, Mars can be, maybe saying too much, or saying something in a very defensive way. And retrograde, has already kind of got that stuff. Mercury retrograde, stuff just comes out that doesn't, quite right. So you definitely want to be careful about how you say things. But it's also awesome for studying new things and, going out in the world and going to a museum or something that's very stimulating mentally. And, that could require a certain amount of activity would be good too. And it would be an awesome thing to do with either your friends or with your partner. Or if you're, not in a relationship, then, with maybe a potential partner. So, yeah. Or you could find someone new while you're out and about with your friends doing something, sort of mentally stimulating. All right. And then the moon in Virgo trines Pluto in Capricorn. So this is probably bringing up, things that we weren't aware of that we can do to further our job or our career. And it's all about, long-term change when it comes to those areas. Taking those next practical steps towards that long-term change, especially like, if you haven't been aware of something, then you could become more aware of a new opportunity there. And then the moon in Virgo trines Venus in Capricorn. So this is also great for our careers, but it's also great for romance and love and being able to express our emotions in a very loving and romantic way. But it's also great for, getting work done and working towards your career, and you'll actually look really great. If you're looking for a job, this is a great time to have an interview because Venus in Capricorn will make you look good to the public. And Moon in Virgo will have you feeling in that type of mindset where you're really good at being practical, making lists, and also, yeah, that's it. All right, and then February 17th, the moon enters Libra. So this is a great time to be focusing on how you're feeling in your relationships and, nurturing your relationships and really expressing your emotions in your relationships. And also paying attention to how your partner's feeling as well. Or, a friend or someone, maybe even a business partner. It's a great time to, just kind of take stock of your relationships on this day. All right, and on February 18th, the moon in Libra opposes Uranus in Aries and squares the opposition between Jupiter retrograde in Cancer and Pluto in Capricorn, which creates a grand cross. So basically we got a grand cross going on with the moon in Libra opposing Uranus in Aries, and those are squaring off the Jupiter and Pluto. So yeah, this is going to be putting into our focus both ourselves and others, and our inner life or emotional life are our foundation, and our career and outer life and basically the structures we're trying to build. So yeah, this is creating a lot of a lot of tension if you're not in balance when it comes to those areas. And it's really also very powerful because if you can integrate those energies, then this can be a lot of energy going towards what needs to be done. So with Uranus and Aries, it's like we're getting a lot of insights about ourselves and about how we can really contribute to the world on an individual level and bringing forth change and new ideas. And really it's great for really like new stuff, because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. Uranus is always about new ideas and new energies and change. So yeah, what changes can we make, And then the moon in Libra is taking stock of our relationships, our, emotions when it comes to relationships, how our partners are feeling and all that stuff. So those in opposition, it's like we're trying to integrate, what we can do in the grander scheme of things, and also how we're, how are we really doing it, personally? how are we doing personally, and how we can actually try to, maybe even do something in partnership to make the world a better place. All right, and then Jupiter in Cancer is all about really expanding our emotional selves and making, maybe even extending a part of ourselves to make this world, more of what we, want to envision it to be, so that it expands into something more beautiful. Maybe we learn more things about the world. And, since we're so connected to the world, it's like we are more impacted by the outer events of the world emotionally, because we hear about more than we ever have. And then Pluto in Capricorn is really trying to get us to change this system, change systems, become aware of what is not working in the systems, in the structures, in the careers, and in business in general. So when we look at those things, those are like, opposing. So we're really, we could use that, our newfound ability to have more of an impact in the world, as well as, all the information that we're getting on the grander scale, that does affect us emotionally. And then, bringing that into like transformation of the the structures that we have built. I don't know if that made sense totally, but basically through knowing more, we are able to, think about what we're doing in our own lives and then bring about that transformation by, changing maybe what we do individually. All right, and then the sun enters Pisces on that day. So this is bringing a lot more, dreamy energy, of course, imagination, a lot of, maybe like more connection with the collective, more connection with the spiritual realms, or whatever you want to call it, the more, collective unconscious, the symbolic place of life. And really we can really learn more about ourselves, as well as dig deep into ourselves and become more aware of what is unconscious or what the universe is trying to tell us. And then the South Node enters Aries and the North Node enters Libra. So the South Node is actually trying to get us to let go of maybe more self-centered thinking or selfish thinking, or even impatience or, defensiveness. But we're trying to become more ourselves and have more belief in ourselves and what we can actually accomplish, what one person can actually accomplish. And then the North Node is helping us to move towards becoming more aware of other points of view, which can help to bring more peaceful thinking. And we will be able to put ourselves in other people's shoes a little easier. And it's also about learning how to be in relationship with others. And it's really about finding compromises. And this actually, the nodes always apply on the grander scale. So, when we're thinking about, how countries have done things before, going to war, that's Aries energy. The South Node is trying to get us to let go of that way of being and move towards listening to other people and coming to agreements and compromises and partnership with other countries. So, yeah. And then the moon in Libra squares Venus in Capricorn. So this is definitely bringing relationships to the forefront. It's also bringing that, what I was just talking about to the forefront as well, because Venus in Capricorn is all about trying to bring harmony to the grander structures and to our careers and to business. And really, it's, really trying to maybe refine those things or make them more beautiful in some way. And then the moon in Libra squaring that is bringing up maybe some tensions in relationships, and we would do best to actually try to put ourselves in other people's shoes so that we can try to come to more of a compromise and then, move forward from there. And also with Venus in Capricorn, it's also talking about, where we're headed in relationships. So we might want to, take stock of, that stuff and what the ambitions for a relationship are. So, which could, of course, bring up those emotional tensions. And then, the ultimate goal is to try to come to some sort of agreement or compromise. All right, and then Mercury retrograde in Aquarius squares Saturn and Scorpio. So, some of these new insights that we're receiving by looking within may weigh on us in some way. It may create some kind of feeling of responsibility about something, and maybe we have some sort of responsibility to kind of bring to light something from our subconscious minds that we just haven't been willing to look at. So yeah, basically the best way to do that is to look at those things and, maybe accept those parts of ourselves that we just haven't been willing to embrace. So Saturn is kind of putting a weight on us until we are able to do that. And on February 19th, the moon conjuncts Mars in Libra. So this is a great day for doing something active with your partner or with a partner. And, the thing with, moon conjuncting Mars is that if we don't get enough exercise or don't expend our energies, then it could turn into arguments or like crabbiness or defensiveness about how we're feeling. So you definitely want to watch out and be, go out and do something active so that you don't end up, having the negative thing of that. All right, and then the moon conjuncts the North Node in Libra and opposes the South Node in Aries. So this is definitely bringing our relationships once again to the forefront. This is a week of relationships. And we're also looking, at how we feel about our relationships and what we can do to move forward in a more harmonious way in our relationships. And then opposing the South Node in Aries is having us look at ourselves to make sure that we're not, being too selfish or, being too self-centered to where we're not able to look at the other person's point of view. So that's kind of keeping us in check. So the best thing to do is try to look at both points of view and try to move forward in the most harmonious way possible. And then the moon enters Scorpio. So this brings up the more subconscious emotions, the more deeper, darker emotions, or the deeper, darker aspects of ourselves. And so, it's all going to be kind of, moving around through our emotional fields, and then we're going to, become aware of what those things are, and then that's when the transformation happens. And that's when you can start feeling lighter about those things. And then the moon trines Sun in Pisces, also bringing up the collective unconscious and bringing up new insights through symbolic and more, our daydreams even. So like, watching for signs or noticing what comes to mind, or noticing, how we're feeling. We're noticing our emotions, any subconscious and unconscious emotions. And it's really a time for alchemizing those things, letting them transform and heal you, ultimately. And on February 20th, the moon in Scorpio trines Neptune in Pisces. Very similar to what I just said. A lot of symbolism could come up for you. A lot of, whether it's in your dreams or, outside of you, maybe the universe is speaking to you in some way, or even with your daydreams. And, it's always a good idea with a lot of Neptune energy to write down your dreams so that you can become more aware of what, maybe your unconscious mind is trying to tell you, or what the universe is trying to tell you, or what you're feeling subconsciously even. All right, and then the moon creates a grand trine with Jupiter, which is retrograde, of course, in Cancer, and Chiron in Pisces. So, I think we've come across this before, but this is bringing up subconscious wounds that need to be healed and expanding beyond those things. Really moving beyond anything that we've allowed to hold us back. We all have stories. We all have old wounds that we, can either dwell in and use as an excuse, or we can decide to transform it and try to make it, try to bring it to the higher vibration of that and be the healer. By healing ourselves and actually letting go of those stories, we can share that experience with others and empower them to also heal themselves and move past those old wounds. And that's what that's about. All right. And then the moon in Scorpio sextiles Pluto in Capricorn. And, as you might know, Pluto rules Scorpio. So this is very much about deep transformation, becoming aware of those darker aspects of ourselves, as well as trying to bring about both transformation from our own emotional standpoint and also transformation on a grander scale. Basically, bringing to light the things that aren't working within the structures we have built in our lives, or the systems we have built in our lives, or our careers, or whatever you do in the outer world. Okay, and that's the astrology for the week. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. And if you've gained any insights, I'd love to hear about them. So, all right, I'll talk to you next week. Have a good one.